Ukulele Tales, the ukulele podcast with John Atkins.
Hello and welcome back to Ukulele Tales with me, John Atkins. You guys are the best, so thank you very much for joining me for another adventure this week. And thanks again, as ever, to my good friends at Carla for sponsoring the show. Visit carlabrand.com/UkeTeacher for 10% off anything on their website. They have banjolays, U-basses, strings, straps, tuners, capos, books, and of course a whole host of incredible ukuleles. I've personally been using Carla Ukes for the best part of a decade now, and I can't recommend them highly enough. So if you are in the market for a new uke, just go to carlabrand.com/UkeTeacher and you will score a sweet 10% discount on anything. Okay, this week's is a fun one, and it's a little bit out there as well. Michela Consiglio has been a lodge manager with Sun World Safaris for over a decade, guiding tourists on trips around her adopted homeland of Kenya. But during COVID, she had the incredible idea of combining this with her then new love of playing the ukulele. Now she runs her own Ukulele Safari, not just showing tourists the sights and sounds of Kenya, but also providing them with first-rate ukulele teaching and the chance to write and perform their own music in the wilds of Africa. Last year, Boris Mogilevsky, aka Boris Ukulele, another former guest of the show by the way, accompanied a group of holidaymakers on their tour, teaching them all he knew about the ukulele along the way. And of course, there's already plans in place for follow-up trips with Sammy, four-string boy Turton, and other top names in the ukulele world that are going to take place in the near future. Not only that, but Michela herself is also using Ukulele Safari to raise money to provide ukuleles to underfunded schools around Nairobi and bring music to a whole new generation of children who otherwise might never have experienced it. Sounds amazing, right? Well, to be honest with you, I don't think I'm even close to doing it justice. So why don't I hand over to Michela and she can tell us all a bit more about it. I'm here with Michela. Oh, how do you say your last name, please, Michela? Consiglio?
Consiglio.
Consiglio.
Consiglio. Yes.
Which is, it sounds like an Italian name.
It is very Italian.
Okay.
Yes.
But you're not Italian, are you?
I am Italian.
You are Italian? Okay.
Yes, I'm from Sicily.
You're from Sicily?
Yes.
Okay. But you don't live in Sicily now?
No, I live in Kenya.
In Kenya, and that's sort of what you're here to talk about today with me, right?
Yes.
Your Ukulele Safari project.
Yes.
Would you just tell us what it is to start off with? Is that okay?
Yes. Well, we believe in the healing power of music, and I wanted to put together two things I love, music and wildlife. And because I have nobody there who can play the ukulele with me, I decided maybe the only way to bring ukulele players is through a safari. And this is how it started, to put together music and wildlife. Nobody does that. Yeah. And to transform feelings into music. Because what we do during the safari is during the day we see wildlife, we see amazing landscape, we see unbelievable colors. You should see to understand what I'm talking about. And then in the evening we create music inspired by the event of the days. So we wrote the Lazy Leopard Blues, or a song.
Lazy Leopard Blues?
Yes.
Okay.
The story of this Lazy Leopard is because we were on a safari and we saw a leopard who gave birth to a cub, and because too many vehicles were around, she was hidden in a hole. So we managed to see only the spot of the leopard. She never came out.
Okay.
And that's how the Lazy Leopard Blues came to exist.
But let me just take it back a step. The Ukulele Safari, is it like a sort of luxury holiday or something?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is because we are using only luxury properties where I've been working for the past 10 years. Mainly because I want to be sure that the service we give is excellent. Africa sometimes can be scary to many people, the Black Continent. Many people think that we need vaccine, they are going to get sick, that we have malaria, that we have a lot of things. It is not the case. It is very safe. I never got sick myself. And I want to make sure that the experience is perfect. And this is why I use only the property that they belong to the tour operator I work for. It's one of the biggest in Kenya and one of the best organized. And this is why we use only luxury properties.
Sure. But the word safari, that means you're shooting animals, right? Is that what it means normally?
No, safari in Swahili means a journey.
A journey, okay.
But Kenya was colonized by the British, and at the beginning they moved to Kenya to build the railway, the train, and yes, they were shooting. They were shooting animals before, but now it's illegal.
Right, okay.
So they shoot with cameras now.
Yeah, very nice, okay.
Yes.
But the Ukulele Safari, it's a charity as well, or not exactly?
What happened is after we organized, we did the first itinerary and everything was ready, the website was ready, I met a music teacher. So the place where I work is called the Lions Bluff Lodge, it's a lodge. We do charity work. We show documentary in Kiswahili to kids, and we show them the wildlife, and we teach them how important it is to preserve the wildlife. During one of these trips to the lodge, the teacher, she said that she was a music teacher. And I asked her, what instrument do you teach? And she said, oh, we don't have any. So how do you do your lesson? And she said, I say, imagine a guitar, imagine a piano.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I took the ukulele that I have at the lodge for my guest. It's there, it's written, play me, for anyone who would like to play. And I played the hippopotamus song. It's a song I had online, and the kids loved it, and the teacher loved it. And I tried to teach them a few chords, and I saw that they were really in love with that. And this is how the idea of bringing ukuleles to kids came to me, because they don't have instrument.
Right.
Some of them they play pipes inside a pot, and that's a very nice noise. So some instruments are handmade, but maybe they cannot afford. So thanks to you and
to
Boris,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
You, Boris, Bernadette, and James Healy. Remember, we did a concert online.
Oh, right, on Instagram, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually forgot all about that. Yeah, okay.
Yes,
yeah.
we raised enough money to buy 70 ukuleles that we donated to 3 different schools.
Wow.
And during the safari, we donated the ukuleles.
In Kenya?
In
right.
Kenya.
Yeah.
One school was in Nairobi, one in Masai Mara, and one in Tsavo. And we did a workshop to teach them. And now we are trying to continue the project and bringing more teachers to teach the teachers. And this is the direction where we are going. So for every safari, for every person who come on safari, we donate 1 ukulele for each participant. And of course, we do the workshop. And then in future, as we speak, we are working on a possible volunteer program.
Okay.
To get people to come at an affordable price, so it will not be the luxury holiday, to go and teach in the schools. Even if it's 1 week or 2 weeks. With Boris, we are developing a program that everybody can come and follow to teach the kids.
So at the moment, Ukulele Safari, what is it, like a commercial product, for people to... It's like a holiday, right? People
it is
can
an
go
holiday.
On it. Yeah, okay,
It is an holiday. So
how many people can go on it at one time?
I target 12 people. Last time it was a big success. We were 14.
Okay, yeah.
And there are 12 because we fly in between destination and the aircraft are small.
Right.
And also it's better when we are small because the teacher that in November will be Boris, but in March will be Sami, 4-string boy.
Oh, no way. Okay, awesome.
Yes, we are trying. The idea is to cooperate and not compete.
Yeah.
This is my motto.
That's cool.
And I would love to bring all the teachers that they can come. If I could do like 2-3 safaris a year, each with different teachers, it would be fantastic.
What is it now? One a year at the moment?
Right
or?
now, yes.
Yeah.
Right now, I did one in November, 18 November, and the next one will be in March 2024.
Yeah.
But of course, if any teacher come and said, I have 10 people, 10 of my students would like to come on safari, then I'll say, okay, fine, let's choose a date, let's do it.
Let's make it happen, right?
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So what gave you the idea for it in the first place?
Because I always wanted to play guitar in my life.
Yeah.
In Sicily, in school, we had only the recorder, which
Same.
I don't like it very much. I could burn all of them.
We've spoken about that a lot on this show, actually, this podcast.
Yeah.
People don't love the recorder, yeah.
My secret plan is to remove the recorder from school and replace them with the ukulele.
Good plan.
It's not secret anymore now. And I could see people playing the guitar, and I was like, oh yes. But I never got the chance to have a teacher or to buy one. I was a kid living with my mom. When I was working in Congo, so in 2005, I moved to Congo to do volunteer.
To the Congo?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
During war.
Yeah.
We had nothing to do there.
Yeah.
There is nothing because there is the war. And I was living in a container with my crew. I was working in aviation. First I did volunteer, then I was working in aviation, and one of the pilots left his guitar behind. And we didn't have internet, so I tried to see with books what I could do. But of course, you arrive at the F chord and the world ends.
For guitar?
Yes.
Yeah, right, it's the
Forget
first bar
about
chord,
the
isn't
F
it? Yeah,
chord.
yeah,
Yes,
very
the
tricky.
F chord to become the F words. And you just leave it. And I left that guitar in my wardrobe for 10 years. Then I moved back to Kenya. I married a Kenyan, he was my colleague, and then by chance one day I was looking at a YouTube tutorial to how to fix a roof, and instead I found Elise Eklund playing a song created with the insult she gets on YouTube.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
And I thought
yeah.
like, oh my gosh, this is so fun.
Yeah.
What is this? It's got four strings small, maybe I can do it. And I found one, a very cheap one in Kenya. And I started to play, and then I met Bernadette online, and you, and only recently Boris, and I started to play, and I loved it. And then COVID happened,
Yeah.
and then life happens. And as I mentioned to you before, 2021 was a very hard year for me. I went through some family big trauma,
Yeah.
and I thought my life was finished.
Wow, okay.
And instead it did not. Because the ukulele community was so supportive, right? I'm sorry.
That's fine, yeah, you go ahead.
It was so supportive. People that they don't know me, they were sending me messages and tablature, and they were telling me, let's play together, let's do something. And I was like, okay. And I did. And next things I know, I have online friends and people like Bernadette, your tutorial, Tyler, and especially Boris was very close to me during that time. I can say the music saved my life.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing that with us, Michela. Thank you, that's really cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, because I was alone all the time, I mean, I work, I'm surrounded by people, but nobody plays.
Right.
I would love to play with other people, and then during COVID we start to do the collaboration, online, all this.
The Zoom
stuff.
chats and everything, the Zoom things and the...
Yeah. And then
yeah.
like, oh, let's play together. You record this, I record this. And that was super cool. And then I said like, wait, how do I get ukulele players here? And the only thing I know how to organize safaris. This is what I do.
Right, okay, yeah.
And
yeah.
this is why I did it.
And that's how it all happened.
Oh yeah, and we created a fantastic soundtrack for the safari that we play all together. And the thing is, it's open to every level. You don't have to be a professional. We had people in the group that they did not play ukulele and they learned.
Oh, right, okay.
Or they played percussion. So this is where a good teacher and a good leader is important. Because Boris, in the specific, was giving a different part of a song that we created, not a cover, to different people according to their level. So if you are basic, you play a few chords. If you are more expert, you play more complicated pattern.
Yeah.
And we played like in an orchestra, right? All together, imagine 10 people, 14
Beautiful.
people
Yeah.
playing all together, different part. Who is finger picking, who's strumming, who is doing percussion all together. At a point that some of the guests around of the lodge they said like, oh, you guys are a band. For how long have you been playing together? I said, well, we met 3 days ago, and it was amazing.
Yeah, what a compliment, right? You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the connection and the bonding between us is deeper than what we thought.
Yeah.
Because after the safari, we've been in touch with many of the participants. I went to the UK just to meet some of them.
Oh, no way, really?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
And to play together just for a weekend.
Yeah.
And one of them flew from Belgium just for one night
Yeah.
to be together.
In the UK?
Yeah.
To the UK, yeah.
Yeah, and then look at that. Now we are in California
Yeah.
with people from the UK, from Kenya, from Tokyo.
I'm sorry, I missed you in the UK. I had no idea you were there.
I was there just for a weekend.
Just for a weekend, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I was kind of undercover.
Okay.
Because my mom, I was visiting my mom in Italy, and if I had told her like, oh yes, I'm going to play ukulele with my friend, she was gonna be upset. So I told her I have to work.
Right. Well, it is. Yeah, it is working, isn't it? You know. Yeah.
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 It was awesome.
Yeah.
Because
That's terrific. Yeah.
you can be yourself, you can enjoy and this is why I say music is healing
Yeah.
for many people.
Yeah. I mean, particularly, you sort of mentioned it yourself, but during the last, 2-3 years, like, 2020 when COVID hit, so many people had such a difficult time. The world kind of stopped for a while, didn't it? And we couldn't leave our house, we couldn't go out, we couldn't meet other people. And yeah, for a lot of people, music was a real, lifesaver is, I think, the word
Yeah.
you used, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that we are able to kind of go out again and meet people again, it's terrific to be able to see these people in real life and carry on with these friendships that we've sort of formed in that time.
And I tell people, do not be shy, go out, meet other people, make an effort, because life is short.
Yeah.
And follow your dreams. Don't wait for things to happen.
Yeah.
Just go ahead. You have a dream. Do it today. Do it now.
See, now I feel a bit guilty.
Why?
Well, I was looking forward to going back to the hotel room in a minute and having a little TV time. But Lenny's invited us out tonight, right, for
Yes.
this sort of
You
jam
should
session.
come. Yeah.
I know, he said I should come, and I probably should come.
I'm still jet lagged for the past week,
Well,
but I will go.
Oh, see, I just wanted to go to bed, but
No,
I
you
should
should
probably,
not.
I should probably
because
come along,
you should
shouldn't
come.
I? Yeah,
You should come. Yeah.
I think, okay. Yeah, you're right. You were saying just now we only have one life and it's all
Yeah.
a journey, right?
It is a journey.
And at the moment, our journeys are at the same point in the journey. We're at the same place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's make the most of it,
Absolutely. You know what? Everybody's got a message for you, John.
For me?
Yeah, for you, for me, for everyone. You just need to understand the message the people you meet in life have
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah,
Maybe you have a message for somebody, maybe somebody has a message for you.
maybe. Well, I always hope people hearing this podcast will kind of get something out of it. I don't always know what it's going to be, but I'm putting it out there. And I think people are enjoying it. Some people are enjoying it. And I think people are getting stuff out of it, So, yeah, I think so.
I hope so, because many people do not know. Music is vibration. And I always say you should hear a lion roaring. That will make your bones shiver. And this is why it is powerful if you know what you're doing.
Well, talking of lions, you just showed me on your phone a picture of a lion
Yeah,
that you'd taken on your phone.
yes.
Where were you when you took that photo?
So in our lodge, the lodge is a small luxury lodge. It's got 12 rooms, and we have an underground room for photographer.
Okay.
We are specialized in photography. So you go in this underground room, and animal go and drink. So the lion was there, and I was
Not in the rooms or outside of the room?
I was outside
Okay.
the room. He was drinking, so they broke the curtain, so they saw me inside,
Yeah,
and it was curious. Italian food is delicious.
right.
So,
Yeah.
I think he would have eaten me if I was outside.
So how far were you from the lion? I know there was obviously like a window between
Yeah,
you,
10
but
centimeter.
say that again, 10 centimeters
Yeah.
from the lion.
Yeah.
And that's a common thing for you guys in
Yes.
Kenya, right?
Yes.
Wow. See, I don't know if I could handle that.
Well, my guests do not get this opportunity to be close, because the safari is very safe. You go to, you come at the lodge. Usually we do 2 game drives a day. So at 6:30 in the morning, you go out in the car, you see the animals, you see the color, the savannah, what is happening out there. Then you come back, you have lunch, you go out again, you come back, in our case, then you play music. For us, that we work there and we live there 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
When the clients are out, the lodge is empty and it's silent. And it's when the animal approach, when we have no guests. As long as there are guests around and there is life, they will not come because they are scared of us.
Right.
So
okay.
I do joke that the lion will eat me. It will not. It will run away.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Amazing character, right? Michela is just another one of these awesome individuals that you sometimes come across at NAMM, like a Ron Telpner or a Peter Luongo, whose enthusiasm is just so infectious that you can't help but get drawn into their story. I personally loved how she said that the ukulele community basically saved her life. Now, I know people tend to think of ukulele players as a great bunch of folk generally, but come on, let's give ourselves some credit here. COVID was a terrible time for lots and lots and lots of people, and I know that the ukulele community was there for each other, providing love and support in the shape of online uke concerts and Zoom jams and fundraisers. So let's give ourselves a bit of a pat on the back, because that is the sort of love that pays itself forward. I mean, look what Michela is doing now because of the love that she felt from the ukulele community. It's incredibly inspirational, and I wish her so much luck and love in the future. She's going to do even more great things, I'm absolutely sure of it. Anyway, before we go back to her, I have another quick thing I want to talk about. This week's episode has a second sponsor, the Vidami Blue foot pedal. Now, you may have seen me mention this pedal in one or two of my recent YouTube videos, but if you haven't, let me just tell you about it really quickly. Basically, it's a Bluetooth foot pedal with a bunch of really cool features that I think will totally revolutionize the way you practice. Now, I talk a lot about when is the best time to practice and how often you should practice, but one of the things that I often don't really think about is how efficient our practicing really is. Now, I know when I'm trying to follow along with a YouTube video, I'm constantly leaning over and pressing pause and rewinding and trying to get the video back to just the right spot. But with the Vidami Blue foot pedal, you can do everything without even having to put down your ukulele or lean over and start pressing buttons on your computer. Because with the Vidami Blue, you can just press play, pause, jump forwards or backwards, and even adjust the speed of the video you're watching just with a tap of your foot. The most exciting thing, though, for me, is that you can create a loop just by pressing the pedal once at the start point and once again at the end point, and the pedal will play that same section of the video over and over again until you're ready to move on and try something else. So personally, what I like doing is setting up a loop for a really complicated bit of a song or a solo that I'm trying to learn, and then slowing it right down until I've nailed that tricky bit, and then moving on. And it's all done with a simple 5-button foot pedal, so you don't need to keep putting your uke down and fiddling with your phone or your computer or your tablet. It's also Bluetooth, which means that it's totally wireless, and the charge lasts for ages, so it's not going to run out of battery while you're in the middle of the session. Funnily enough, I was given my pedal at NAMM, and it's honestly been something I've used pretty much every day since. And I think it's something you guys are going to enjoy checking out and having fun with as well. So the main focus of the Vidami Blue is that it's meant to make your practice time more efficient, and it absolutely does do that. But for me, it has two other awesome features that are also absolute game changers in their own right, and they might be something else that you guys would get a kick out of too. Firstly, the page turner. How often are you playing a song and you have to stop what you're doing, lean over and turn the page or scroll over your iPad or go back to a page when it tells you to repeat the chorus? Now, I know there are dozens of videos of me playing through a song and I have to lunge at my iPad to try and quickly flip to the next bit without stopping strumming, and it just annoys me every single time. Well, the Vidami Blue is a great page turner. It works with all of your favorite music websites, and it's even compatible with the Kindle app. So you can import your own PDF songbooks and song sheets as well and use it with them. Plus, if you know me, you'll know I love recording music at home, and I'm a big GarageBand fan. Well, guess what? The Vidami Blue has you covered there as well. You can control GarageBand and several other top doors, and you can press play, pause, toggle the metronome on and off, duplicate tracks, and even press record, all with your feet. Now that last one is amazing, because it means if you've spent ages trying to set your mic up in just the right place to record some great vocals or ukulele, you don't have to lose that perfect sound by getting up and running back to your computer just to press record. You just do it with your feet. Like I said, I absolutely love mine, and it has honestly become something I use pretty much every day since they very kindly gave me one at NAMM. Now, if you're interested in checking it out, go to vidami.com for more info, or use my referral link in the show notes. And if you use the code UkeTeacher10, you will get an additional 10% discount on that blue foot pedal. So, there you go. I'm not a big plugger, as I hope you know by now, but when I do find a product that I really believe in and that I think will help you guys out, I go all in with it. So I really hope you will check out the Vidami Blue foot pedal and let me know what you think. Okay, let's get back to Michela's wonderful story and find out that it's not just Ukulele Safari she does, but, as I'm sure you've probably gathered, there are many, many more strings to her bow. Okay, moving away from Safari for a minute.
Yes.
I was just speaking to some of the people I think you came with them or you've met them
Yes,
here.
yes, yeah, we organized to be together.
Now, they told me you have some more strings to your bow, right? Firstly, homemade ukulele jewellery.
Oh,
Made out of like old CDs and,
Yes.
and stuff like that.
yes.
What? Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yes, a few years ago, I moved, I bought a house and we had no power, no electricity for 3 years.
For 3 years?
Yes.
Okay.
So I didn't have a fridge, I didn't have a TV, and I was not working. So I needed to keep myself busy, and I started to recycle things. Then I started to work, and I saw how much rubbish was around, and I said, what if the local people can make money out of plastic and rubbish, and then they don't trash it? It
Yeah.
was an ambitious project.
Yeah.
And I started to teach people how to make jewelry out of plastic bottles.
Jewelry. Okay. Out of
Yes,
plastic
like
bottles.
necklace, yes,
Yeah.
and flowers and things out of plastic bottles. And then I had a lot of CD because I didn't have a TV, so I had a laptop and I was watching
Yeah. Right.
CD, so I had a lot of
Okay.
CD, and I started to experiment. And I started to do elephant. With this necklace made with a elephant shape, we were supporting the elephant orphans. So only recently I did the ukuleles because I fell in love with ukuleles, and thanks to this project, there is a young boy who goes to school and a family who helped me doing it because we don't have tools, so it's all handmade. You know, you take the CD, you clean it, you cut it with the hand, and then you cook it.
Yeah, I was going to say you like melt it down or
Yes,
something. Right.
yes.
Okay.
You color it, you cook it, so I finish it, but I have two people that, thanks to these plastic things, they have a house, and the 7-year-old child has been going to school now since 4 years ago.
Because of the money raised by selling this jewelry.
Yes, that's correct. I do
Wow.
pay them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well done. Sorry, that sounds really patronising, but that's incredible. Like seriously, that's so. Like that's just incredible. You know.
You see, when you live in the what I call the normal world,
Yeah.
you don't realize how lucky you are.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
I want to share a story. So, one day I was driving home in my own car
Right.
and to my own house, and I was upset about my life, and I was, mumbling how miserable I was. And then I saw this lady with a baby in her back, held by just a cloth, carrying in the middle of nowhere under the sun 2 drums of water. She was walking home and possibly walking for a very long time with 2 drums of water because they have no running water in the house. And at that point I said, Michela, you need to stop complaining because you have more, way more of what many people here have.
Yeah.
So there are still people out there that they have no running water. There's still people that they have no electricity, and we are extremely lucky. So we should treasure what we have instead of thinking what we don't have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And in that particular moment, I said, I will not allow myself to be sad again.
Okay.
And here I am.
Here you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what a life, right? What a life you're living. You know.
Yeah, well, it's not all gold what
No.
shines, but I don't complain because I have a job that I love. I live in a place that I love. We live at the equator, so it's never so cold and it's never too hot.
Yeah.
And I feed my soul with music and nature.
Incredible. Yeah. I know. What am I going to say? I try and be... I am really grateful for a lot of stuff. Like, I do try not to get down about what I don't have anymore. I know when I was a kid, I was, like, really... Like, oh, this kid has this, and this other kid has loads of money, or their parents have a great car and nice TV or whatever. But now I'm a grown-up, I really try not to care too much about possessions. But, like, I really try not to have too much stuff, you know, because I just don't need it. You know?
Don't need it.
So, yeah.
And another thing you should also think about is so many times we get annoyed and upset at things. And I always invite people to, before you get upset, ask yourself, is this a big deal?
Yeah.
Is this a big deal? Like with your wife, with your kid, with your colleague, with the guy driving the car. Is this a big deal? And you will see that it's not a big deal.
Right.
And this is what I learned from Kenyan people. Kenyan people are extremely patient and they are lovely and they are very supportive. During COVID, many people lost their job.
Yeah.
And yet we were all coming together to put money together and buy food for the less fortunate.
Yeah.
And the people that they didn't have much, they were still helping. And if they could not put money, they were putting like maybe a banana because they have a banana tree. But everybody was contributing.
As a community?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And even now, many times, you know, we have a WhatsApp group in the neighborhood. And it's like, oh, we need to pay school fees for a group of children. And we all put money together and we do it. Even if you don't know the people, right? I don't know all my neighborhood.
Right, okay.
So there is this sense of community that I find there that I never found in Italy.
Yeah.
I actually never found it anywhere.
Yeah. I certainly never found it when I was living in the States, in the US.
I think in the States it's big. I think they're too big to have this kind of, or maybe it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, maybe. Because now we live in the UK, my family.
Yeah.
And we moved to a very small village in the country. So we sort of do know our neighbours again, and we do know the people we live with, and we are kind of friends and sort of look out for each other a little bit. And that's like such a nice change, you know, but obviously not on the level of what you were talking about. But but it did make me realise after sort of living here for, what was it, like 5 or 6 years in the States, to go back to where, I know the person I live next to and I know their kids and, you know, just the local people. And it's nice to sort of leave the house and see people you know and be part of a community and things like that. So, yeah. Something else I was told I should ask you about.
I know where you're
you know
going.
You know what I'm coming to, don't you? Right? You have a board game?
Yes, you see, you are a teacher, so what I'm going to tell you is nothing new. Not all the students learn in the same way. And this is what I find wrong in every school in the planet. There is one teacher, 20 kids.
Yeah.
I have challenges in learning things, especially theory. And even when Boris tried to teach me something, my mind goes somewhere else.
Yeah,
and it's so visible that I'm distracted. And possibly, I fell asleep once during his Zoom lesson in front of everyone. It was really embarrassing. So I invented a board game to challenge myself and to learn the things I'm struggling to learn. And then I shared it with some friends. They said, oh, this is so cool. So the aim of the game, basically it's a board game. So you throw the dice, you have your little ukulele to move. Every time you land in a place, you have to perform a task.
Okay.
This task can be find all the C on the fretboard.
Right, okay.
Or play a flamenco scale.
Oh.
Or improvise a song about cats. It can be anything, right? If you succeed, you pick a chord from the deck.
Yeah.
If you don't succeed, you leave the chord. At the end of the game, you end up to have a bunch of cards with words and chords. So you have to improvise a song with what you have in your hand.
The chords that you've picked up during the game? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the chords and the words.
And the words, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the idea is, on the way, you learn new things. You learn the theory, you do ear training.
Yeah.
Because we have guessed the chord. You have fun, there is no winner or loser. And then you try to stimulate your creativity.
Yeah.
Improvising songs during the game, and then you are obliged to do, because when you drop or pick the card, you need to know which chord go well together.
Right.
So at the end of the game, your chords, the one you have in your hands, they actually sound nice. So that help you to play a proper song, and then you improvise a song, and it's just fun.
How many players is it for?
I did not kind of, you can play, right now I play just with 4 people, but
okay,
it can be 6 people.
Yeah.
It's something they can, and I didn't want to do it electronic. Some people say like, why don't you do like an app or something? And I say, nope.
Old school.
Old school.
Yeah.
I want people to leave the electronic away.
Yeah.
And be together and have fun together.
Absolutely. You know, I've just started playing like Monopoly with my son.
Yes.
And it's so nice to have like a dice that you actually throw and little plastic, figures that you move around a board. Yeah. That's a great idea.
Yeah. And you have an easy version and a more challenging version.
Okay. And does this exist yet? I mean, obviously you've played it, but...
I have a prototype.
You have a prototype, okay.
Yes, and now I'm actually looking for a way to print it in a more economical way.
Yeah.
And it's printed on canvas because the idea is to be portable.
Okay.
So that you can attach it to your ukulele bag and go everywhere with it.
Yeah, right. What a great idea.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're looking for like a manufacturer, a distributor or something? Yeah.
Yes.
Where? Worldwide? I mean.
Yeah, worldwide. Yeah. I might just, because I would love to support the Kenyan people. So right now I printed it there, but right now the cost is too high.
Yeah.
So this is why it's kind of, I have just few copies. Also because we need to play together.
Yeah.
Test it.
Yeah.
And
did you bring one to NAM with you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did?
I do.
Oh, you'll have to show me tomorrow or something.
Yeah,
if you're around, I mean, yeah.
Around,
Great, okay.
Yeah. Yes, I have one here because I wanted to try it with the girls, which we did. And it's kind of super fun.
Yeah, I'm sure. They raved about it. Yeah.
Yeah, they told
me all about it, yeah.
Because, you see, the whole idea is for me to learn the scales, to learn how to, the chords, to recognize chords, to learn all things that I'm struggling to study in the normal way. So maybe with the game, I will remember.
Yeah. So, okay, just to wrap up then, is there anything else you want to tell the listeners about? Or any way they can kind of stay in touch with you, or what they should do to follow your adventures?
Well, we have a website, the ukulelesafari.co.ke, where I started to write a blog where I shared a few days of the safaris. I will write more, and then of course I'm getting update from the teachers, from the people teaching the ukulele to the kids in the schools we donated the ukuleles, because of course we don't just donate and forget about it. We are following them.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
To make sure that we donate it to the right school.
They're being used.
And they're being used.
Yeah.
And so on Instagram, I am Ukulele Safari, and then of course that's the serious one. Then there is the stupid one.
Oh, what's that?
The one ukulele in Kenya.
Oh, I don't think I'm following that one.
I don't know. I do follow you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is actually, I call it my stupid one. It's not really stupid, but if you post a song that you learned and you spent a lot of time learning it, you might get like 10 likes and 2 comments, and maybe 1 comment is my mom. Then you post something stupid, like me complaining about pineapple on pizza, and you get 62 comments and 1,000 likes.
Yeah.
So I often post my struggle in learning something, learning difficult things. Right now I'm doing the jazz with James Hill, and he said it's easy if you know how to do the B flat, then you're overqualified. And I find myself, I don't have enough fingers for this jazzy chord, but I love it. It's so challenging, so I just post my challenges in the hope to inspire people not to give up. Because often on social media we see only the best. We see the best players, will be the best singer. People. I often play when I just woke up from my bed, so I have no hair combed and I have no makeup. I'm the way I am.
That's a great habit, though. Just the first thing you do every morning, just strum a ukulele.
Yeah, because
great way to start the day.
My brain is more active during the morning. And also I use music to channel anger and bad feeling, and I think everybody should do that.
Yeah.
So I started to write a book. It's called The Little Book of Insult for ukulele.
For ukulele? Oh, right, okay.
Where I write songs with basically insult towards people or situation that make me upset.
Yeah.
So the first one is towards a colleague that I don't like very much. He give me a hard time. So instead of fighting with him or let the anger get over me, just wrote a song about him and I laugh about it.
Yeah.
So, wherever you are upset at the traffic jam or at your spouse or whatever things happen in your life, just sing about it.
You have a song for every occasion, right?
I do.
The traffic jam blues or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Terrific.
Yeah.
It's so creative, Michela. I love it. It's so creative.
You need to be always in movement or you'll get bored.
Precisely.
And this is why I love my job, because when I'm at work, I get the chance to play for my client sometimes.
Oh,
they
you
ask.
do? Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And many people end up buying the ukulele after they talk to me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yes, and then I meet different people. It's always different. There is always a different challenge. I always say, if people could listen our morning meeting or read our WhatsApp chat, they are absolutely ridiculous. Like, sometimes we have issues like, a hippopotamus died and we need to remove the body. How do I do that? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not written on Wikipedia. There is no book
Yeah.
instruction how to remove 5 tons of dead animal who actually stings.
Yeah.
Or like you don't have water and it's because the elephant broke the water pipe.
Wow.
So, our daily problems are a bit different.
Yeah.
But
very different to the kind of things, I deal with in England,
Yes, and you know what? Nobody teaches you. I studied to become an hotel director, but in Italy, but nobody tell you how to deal with these kind of things.
Yeah.
So
I mean, honestly, I think like the worst that's happened to me in Bath, where I live, is like there's no sausage rolls in the bakery that morning or something, And I'm like, oh, that's really ruined my day.
Yeah, last time we didn't have meat. It was because Danaina came in the kitchen, opened the freezer and took the frozen meat and ran away with it.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And now you might ask, how do you know it was Danaina? Well, we are trained. I'm actually a trained guide. I'm a safari guide myself as well. And you recognize the footprint and the shape of the teeth.
I don't believe it. That's literally like the oldest joke in the world, isn't it? About how do you know if an elephant's been in the fridge? The footprints in the butter. Something like that, I think. I'm not very good with telling jokes, but you're literally saying like a hyena was in your freezer and stole the meat and you could tell because there were footprints and
and the shape of the teeth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, I know things are different in Kenya to like, England and the USA, but that's just remarkable. Really incredible, yeah.
And it's amazing. I mean, you can walk from my office to my room and see so many footprints. I put the night camera, the camera trap at night to see what's happening. Yeah. And once also the hyena ate it. But that I discovered it, because they took the photo, so I saw the hyena taking it and eating it.
Okay.
Yes, it's a different world, and even the smallest of the animals is interesting there. You might see now a beetle and think like, oh, it's a beetle. We see a beetle and we see what is behind that beetle.
What is behind the beetle?
Well, for instance, we have dung beetles.
Okay, yeah.
They can be very big. They're beautiful, and they take the dung of the animal and they roll it in a ball. Yeah. And then they put the eggs inside. Then the eggs hatch and they start to eat the poo and they go out. Now they're cleaners because they remove the poo. Honestly, the whole journey has been really fantastic. Safari means a journey.
Yeah.
So we are all on a safari in our life.
Yeah.
And we just need to see where we are going.
Yeah.
And not see just the obstacle. And I see in my job many people that they give up their dreams.
Yeah.
So my message for everyone is follow your strings and do not give up your dreams, whatever that is.
Wow, what a story. Follow your streams and don't give up your dreams. Thank you, Michela. It was a blast speaking to you. And of course, all the other amazing Ukulele Safari ladies at NAMM. If you guys are listening, hello to you too. And I hope we will bump into each other again in the not too distant future. And I hope you guys enjoyed that too. Be sure to give me a shout if you have any suggestions for guests. I have had a couple of cool suggestions lately, and I am working on some big names too. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Remember, you can contact me about that or anything at all by messaging me at UkeTeacher@grabyourUke.com where, as you know, I do read and reply to every single message I receive. Eventually. Thank you once again to Carla for sponsoring the podcast. And remember, you can get a cool 10% off anything on their website just by visiting my special link, carlabrand.com/UkeTeacher. And I do, by the way, mean anything, not just their fantastic ukuleles. Anyway, I'll be back, same Uke time, same Uke channel, next Wednesday with another great interview for you. And it'll be available in all the usual podcasty places, as always. So make sure you're subscribed. Okay? Until next time, I love you all, and I wish you the best.